Welcome back to my kitchen. This evening for dinner, I'm going to be making some pot stickers. You can call them dumplings, but I've got a recipe that's easy, and don't let it scare you. They are so good. Normally, I would buy the pre-made wrappers, but guess what? Rhonda didn't have any. What I did have was the wonton wrappers, but I'm not going to use the wonton wrappers for the pot stickers because they are thicker and they have more of a chew. You can use it, but I'm going to show you how you can make the dough, and it's so easy, y'all. So let's get to it, okay? Alrighty. So what we have here is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Then you got to have 1/2 cup of cornstarch. You can use, what is it, the tapioca starch if you want. I think that's what it's called. You can use that also. But I've just got regular old cornstarch. Some people call it corn flour. Okay, that's it for the dry ingredients. Okay, then you got to have some water. I'm not sure how much water it's going to take, but you need it to be very hot. I put this in the microwave. You can do it over the stove in a pot. And what I put in this water is 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, if you're doing 1/2 cup of very hot water, just put 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But we want the salt to dissolve in the water, so that way it's dissolved in the water, okay, instead of your flour. You want it in the water. So the water's got to be very, very hot. So what we're going to do, let me get another spoon, guys. So y'all bear with me, okay? And don't be afraid to make this. Really, it's not that much to it, really, as far as making the dough. It's simple. You want to add your water gradually. You don't want to put a lot in at once because you don't want your dough to be too wet. So let's just add a little bit at a time. Okay, we're going to stir it around. The reason we use hot water is because it helps incorporate that dough and hydrate that dough much better. It was boiling a minute ago. And you just want to get it mixed up. Like I said, just add a little bit at a time. It's so easy. I'm getting a very late start this evening. So it looks like to me, you know, flour takes on, like I've told y'all 1,000,000 times, it can take on a different amounts of liquid on different days. So we haven't had any rain, and you know, so you see it's a shaggy dough now. Let's just add a little bit, not much. When it gets shaggy, you just add a little bit because we want it to, and if it gets too wet, just add a little extra cornstarch. Not flour, just cornstarch. Alrighty. And you just want to try to get this incorporated really good. And see, mine might be a little wet, so guess what? I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch just to absorb a little bit of that wetness. So let's get it moving around here. All right. Where are you going? Here we go. I'm sorry, I had to pause for a minute. Randy was talking to me. All right. So, you know you got enough because it's not much sticking to the bowl. Okay? Now, when you knead this, because we have to knead this dough for 10 minutes, you can put it in your mixer, your stand mixer, and put it in there for 10 minutes and let it, with your dough hook, or your paddle hook, or your paddle, what do you call it? Your dough hook or your paddle you know what attachment. That's what I'm trying to think of, y'all. Lord have mercy. Whew. Okay, but when you knead this, you've got to use cornstarch. Do not use flour. I'll put that in the description. So when we knead it, we have to use cornstarch. We do not want to use any more flour because we don't want to make it tough, you know. We don't want it to be tough. So we're going to try to knead it without much cornstarch. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we're going to try it. And it is pretty sticky, so we're probably going to have to use a little bit if I can get it out the bowl, y'all. My hands, I tell you, since I've had that surgery, and y'all know I've said that before, they don't work real good sometimes. Plus, I've been busy today. I've been busy. Okay, let's see if I can get the rest of this out. Alrighty. Move this bowl. I don't want to get that rest of that little bit of dough though. Alrighty. Let me get some more cornstarch. Just in case. Alright. Alrighty. Okay. Now, what we got to do is put some cornstarch on your hands, and you just want to knead it. And I need to get my thingamajigger. Y'all know what a thingamajigger is? One of these. Your bench scraper. So I don't really want to use a whole lot of cornstarch, but sometimes you have to. But it's okay, as long as you don't use flour. And we got to knead this for 10 minutes, and it's warm too. It feels good on my hands. Oh, it feels good. And if you have to use some extra cornstarch, like I said, it's fine. All right. So I'm going to knead this, y'all, for 10 minutes, and I will be back. All righty? Okay. I might have cornstarch all in my hair. I don't know. So I kneaded it for about 10, 11 minutes. And the reason mine was so sticky is because I did what I suggested not to be done, is add too much water. So go slow with the water. But, you know, y'all ever felt of silly putty? That's what it feels like, silly putty. You want to knead it, and because we want to form the gluten, so, you know, it'll hold together when we make our pot stickers, see? And you just knead it, and it can be kind of sticky, but just use cornstarch, it's okay. And see how pliable it is, and it feels like silly putty to me. And you want to knead it till it's not real sticky and it holds its shape and it's smooth. See? And because we're going to, you know, roll it out and roll it out in like real thin sheets, and then we're going to cut the circles out. So I'm going to wrap this up after I get it back together. Okay, I had to knead it about another minute to get it back together. But I'm going to put this in some saran wrap, and you want to use cornstarch. We're not going to use any flour. And just, you know, cover it where it's not going to stick. And we're not going to put this in the refrigerator. Do not put it in the refrigerator. Let it sit out room temperature for 30 minutes. Okay, so it'll rest 30 minutes out on your countertop. Okay, I'll be back in a minute, and we're going to work on our filling. Okay, I have about a pound of pork, ground pork, not breakfast sausage. This is regular ground pork, like you buy a hamburger or beef, ground beef. this is 80-20. Now, they suggest that you try to find some that's got more fat in it because it makes for a better dumpling. I'm not real sure how this one is going to be since it's 80-20, but we will find out. You want to knead this. I'm not going to use those gloves because they're way too big. They keep falling off. You want to knead this until it becomes sticky, because it'll form, you know, more protein and it'll hold together better. So that's what the recipe calls for, to, you know, just knead it. And another trick, when you make your dumplings, sometimes, you know, if it is greasy, we want the grease, we want the fat in this. We're going to add some more cornstarch, because the cornstarch, putting that cornstarch in this ground pork keeps the moisture in the pork. It absorbs it and keeps it right here where we need it. Okay, alrighty. So first I want to put a little salt and pepper in that, and we're going to add some other things. Now, you know, you can add what you like. It's up to you. Now, we're going to add a little bit of sugar. It's not going to make it sweet. It just helps balance, you know, the flavors. Just about a half a teaspoon of sugar. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to put my hands in here. Did I put salt in that? I think I did. I'm going to stick my hands in here, and I'm going to knead this. Sometimes I add ground beef to it. I thought about doing it today, but I don't really, I'm not going to make that many. And this will be just enough for me and Randy. Once I add all the other ingredients, it's going to be plenty, because we're going to add some Napa cabbage and some garlic and some fresh ginger. And it's going to be so good. So you want to just stick your hands in there. It's cold. And if you want to wear gloves, feel free to do so. I'm just, they don't stay on my hands. I need to buy some really little ones, I guess. So you want to just keep on kneading this, you know, for a little bit until it gets, you know, sticky, or till you break down that fat in there and all that. You know, you want it to not look like ground beef. You want to just keep on kneading it. Now I'm going to switch hands because that one's tired. I hope you all are doing well. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and I would be so grateful if you would subscribe if you haven't. It really helps my channel. Please hit that like button if you would, and you can tap on that bell at the top corner, and it'll let you know when I post another video. Thank y'all for watching my singing videos. If you haven't checked them out, they're there. There's a few under my short videos. It looks like a piece of wrapper from the, where I took it out of. All right. It's almost there. Now you can stick this in your mixer and give it a whirl if you wanted to. All right, that's about it right there. We just want to make sure it's all, you know, sticky like. You see, like that? That's the way you want it. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta wash my hands and we're gonna chop up some stuff. Okay, y'all. Now, I keep my fresh ginger in a baggie in the freezer. It will last forever. All right. I'm going to let that thaw up just a little bit. And I'm going to take a couple of, these are big cloves of garlic. I don't know if I want to use all of that. But anyway, I want to use fresh garlic. You can use the jarred garlic, but I think the fresh garlic for this recipe is actually better. totally up to you. If you got a garlic press, which I've got one, but I'm not very good at it. All right, these are some big cloves. All right, let me get this discarded. And you can chop these up ever how big you want them, but you don't want them too big, you know. But we're going to saute this. Alright. I don't want to cut myself. This knife is very sharp. Cut myself the other day. I use my other knife too, you know, when I want stuff to be real thin. But I just thought I would use this one today. You can use more garlic, ever how much you like. I don't want it to be, you know, overpowering. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to find something and put that in. I'll just find a little saucer here. And just stick that over in that. Alrighty. I think that might be enough. And look, you don't have to peel your garlic. I mean your garlic. Here I go. You don't have to peel your ginger unless you want to, because I'm going to have to grate that because it's going to be cooked and we're going to saute it. It's not that big of a deal. It's whatever you prefer, you know. I should have took it out and let it thaw out a little bit, but that's all right. I'll just grate it. It grates great when it's froze. You probably want about a tablespoon of ginger, or like I said, ever how much you like. And see, you're not gonna taste that peeling on that. You're definitely not gonna see it. Smells wonderful. Okay. Put that back in the freezer in just a second. So we want about, I don't know, about a tablespoon. And that's about right, if you pressed it down. So we got that. And, you know, when you taste your mixture, if you want more, you can add more. Just grate it right over in the pan. Okay. Now I have some scallions, and you know, they were not looking so great at the grocery store. I think it's because, you know, it's getting so late in the game, and so are y'all ready for fall? I'm not. Okay, you want to take the green part of the onion and you want to cut it up kind of small. See? Try not to drag my knife so hard across my chop block because it dulls your knives so bad. And I cannot stand a dull knife because it's more dangerous, I think, using a dull knife than it is having a sharp one because you're trying to push it and work harder, trying to cut something. What do y'all think? I do. All right, let's just run it. We don't want to bruise it too bad. So, all right, I'm going to stick that over here with our plate. All righty. Now we're going to saute all this. We're going to use some Napa cabbage too. Alrighty, I'm going to just cut this right in half here. Alright. Now there's several ways you can do that. You can take this part and cut it this way and chop this up separately, because you can cook this also. It's whatever you want to do. You can do it separately or together. I've seen it done both ways. Okay. What I'm going to do is go down it like this. And I like the Napa cabbage because it has a milder taste, and it's I don't know, I like the flavor better. The flavor, and it's not as tough. It's tender, you know. All right, you want to slice this very thinly. And I probably got too much in my hand, but I'm just trying to get it done. We'll take some of it off. Alrighty. Because it's going to get cooked, you know, but you want it chopped small. Small. Yeah, I had to fix this cabbage because it was going to go south soon. But you know what? It lasted a long time in my refrigerator. It did really well. Cabbage usually does pretty good. Not like lettuce, you know. And carrots usually do pretty good. But like I said the other day, produce is not what it used to be, is it, y'all? Alright, that's probably a couple of, maybe 3 cups. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of it, but it needs to be cooked, so I'm going to cook it. We're going to grab all this. We're going to go over here to the skillet, and we're going to cook the stuff. Okay? Okay. So, got my skillet here. Got some olive oil in there. And I don't want to crowd. I'm reaching over here to get my spoon. Okay, we've got our garlic, our ginger, and our scallions here. I'm going to throw them in this pan. We're going to just work on this first. And you don't want to burn your garlic. And it's heating up, so it's going to take a minute. Just keep your eye on it, because like I said, burnt garlic is, as you know, very bitter. Very bitter. Okay, I'll be back. You want to cook these until they're not crunchy, which it don't take long. And I started it out, you know, on high, but I'm getting ready to turn it down because, like I said, I don't want to burn my garlic. So I'm going to not turn it off, but, you know, about 4 or 5. And just, you know, keep it moving around. Oh, it smells wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And this is one of the components that we're going to add to our pork. And this is not hard, y'all. It's easy. So do not be afraid to make it. I want you to do it. I challenge you to do it. This is a challenge. Do it. It smells so good. Oh. Alright, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to add in my Napa cabbage. Like I said, that's about 2 or 3 cups. I guess you could use regular cabbage, but like I said, this is more of a tender cabbage. It doesn't take long to cook at all. And I like the flavor. It's mild. Oh, it smells so good, y'all. And you can add a little bit of water to it if you want to, but I'm not going to. But I am going to add a little bit of salt because the salt will draw out the moisture in it, and it will help cook it faster. Oh, it's garlic. I thought something was on my cabbage, but it's the garlic. And ginger. I wish y'all could smell this. It smells wonderful. Okay, I'm going to let this cook, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay? Add a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to add just a little bit of soy sauce, just a little bit to this too. I added some to my pork, and I'll show you how much. And there's a little bit, just a little bit of toasted sesame oil. You don't want a lot of the sesame oil because it is strong. And you can use too much, I think. All right. I might turn it up just a little bit more, get it going. Okay, I'll be back, y'all. Y'all, the recipe does call for adding a little bit of water or a little bit of just a little bit, maybe like a fourth of a cup of chicken stock or whatever you have. And I apologize for that. I was looking at it and I said, oh, I told them wrong. So when you're cooking this, just add some type of liquid that helps, you know, cook it down. You want it to where it's not crunchy. And we're going to let this cool before we add it to our pork, because you don't want to put this hot mixture in with the pork because the pork's raw, okay? And it doesn't take long for it to cool. You can even stick it in the refrigerator if you wanted to. So it's just about ready. And I'm going to fix some rice also with some cabbage. All right, y'all. I'm going to turn my rice down, and I'm going to grate just a little bit of this ginger in my rice to give it a little bit of flavor. You can add garlic too if you want to. And I'm just adding a little bit of ginger. All right. So I think this is ready. Now, this is something that I'm going to mix up with my rice. I'm just doing the same thing pretty much. I got some scallions and a little bit of ginger. I don't know if I want any more garlic. I'm going to taste my mixture in a second, but anyway, where'd my spoon go? I'm going to just kind of soften this up. I'm not going to cook it like I cooked the other. It's just scallions and cabbage, the Napa cabbage, about a cup and a half, or maybe about a cup. And when my rice gets done, I'm going to fry my rice with this and put an egg in it. And it's just going to be some cabbage fried rice. And that's what I want. Okay. Alrighty. I've decided I want to put a little garlic in here. Let me turn that down. And I'm just going to grate some. Try to grate some in here. This is a big clove. I'm going to do about a half. I don't want to hit it too hard though. I'm going to mess up my pan. I wish y'all could smell this stuff of cooking. You'd think you was at a Japanese restaurant. Okay, now that's good enough for right now. So I'm going to just set that aside, turn the stove off, wait for that rice to cook, and let's see what's going on over here with our mixture. Okay. All right. Well, it cut off, y'all, but it's still you know, still warm. It won't take long. I think I'll stick it in the refrigerator for a minute or two. And then we're going to put our mixture together. And I got to get my dough out too. Okay, so here's our dough. Beautiful, silky. Okay. And we're going to take some cornstarch and just sprinkle it. Just spread it out. And I always make a daggone mess, but hey, that's just me. Now you want to cut this into about 4 pieces. You want to work in small quantities, and you want to keep this covered up so it won't dry out. So we're just going to stick this wrap over it like that. Okay, and we're going to cut that. All right. He waits till I start filming, and then he wants to run in and out of the house. I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to put some cornstarch on our dough, and we've got to roll this out. Now you can use a pasta maker if you want to, but you got to roll it out. It's like thin, really thin. Okay, as thin as you can. And I think next time I'll make sure I have my pre-made dough wraps. And I have a mess on my board, so I apologize, y'all. But I'm a messy cook sometimes. When you're dealing with cornstarch, it's kind of hard. Or flour. Now you can see them circles from my my workbench mat or silicone mat, whatever you call it, y'all. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty good. Now the only cutter that I have, and it says for you to use a 3.5-inch cutter. And that's probably about right. So you want to just cut it out like that. And you can roll it out bigger, I think, if you need to, but I think it's about the right size. And just cut them in circles. Gently pick them up. Because you got cornstarch on the bottom of it. But if you're going to stack them, you need to either put parchment paper in between it or just a little bit of cornstarch, you know, like that. And we'll stack them up. Let's see what size it is. That's probably about right. So I'm going to cut these circles out, and I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, look at here. They're beautiful. Okay. The leftover dough, because I've got plenty for pot stickers. I'm not going to make all of these. Take this leftover dough, wrap it very tight in plastic wrap, put it in a baggie. This is a half-gallon baggie. And try to get all the air out of it. Turn. All right. Put it in the refrigerator for a couple of days. It's grated soup. You can roll it out in like little disc or whatever shape you want. It's grated soup. You can make some more of these, or you can put it in the freezer, and I think it's good for 2 or 3 months. I was wanting to show y'all real quick how I do I like 2 eggs in my rice, my fried rice. Okay, I'm letting this get heated up again. Then you just want to break it up. And just kind of move it around. I know this seems like a lot, y'all. And I know everybody likes quick, easy recipes, but sometimes you just need something different. And it's not that hard. Doesn't take that long. You can make your dough the day before. Set it in the refrigerator just before you make your, cut out your circles. Just let it come to room temperature. You don't do it while it's cold. Just let it come to room temperature. Okay. All right. Let me get this going. Here we go. Turn it down a little bit now. And just, you know, get your egg kind of, you know, cook it the way you like it. I just kind of move it back and forth because it's going to mix up. I just slid that over. And we're going to put our dumplings together because the mixture's cool now. This stuff is so good. All right, I'm going to add just a little more, olive oil for my rice. I'm going to slide that over for a second. And I'm going to put my rice in here. I can't do it the other way, y'all. I'm sorry. And this is 1 cup of rice. And you want to put some soy sauce on it here in a minute. And remember, I put some soy sauce and some sesame oil in this cabbage. Just like, you know, I said, be careful with the sesame oil. If you like a lot of sesame oil, you know, that's fine. You just do it to your taste. Sometimes I add fish sauce in it. It gives it a great flavor. But I just want the soy and the sesame tonight. I'm not even going to put any sesame seeds in it. I usually do. I don't know. I might put a few. Shoot. Why not? And this is great the next day. I could have added 3 eggs to that, but you know, it's just ever how much egg you like. I like a lot of egg in mine. Of course, I love eggs. Let me get this thing right here. Kind of chop that up a little bit. Break that rice up there. All right. Good deal. Now I'm going to crank the... oh, and I did add a little bit of garlic. I don't know. Did I tell y'all that? Maybe y'all saw me do it. I grated some garlic in with my cabbage here. Y'all, it smells so yummy. Now, I've already got enough salt in it, I think, but I will taste it. And if you want more pepper, you can add more pepper, which you know I like pepper. I'm not going to add too much, though. Randy's not used to eating this late. I made some brownies last night, so he had to have some brownies. That man's a mess, I tell you. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more olive oil because you want it to have a little something in it to toast your rice up. All right. Okay, I'm going to put a few sesame seeds right here and let them toast up. And that olive oil, see it a-popping? Don't take but just a second. Because these are already roasted. I keep them in the refrigerator. It'll keep them fresh. I keep my baking powder in the refrigerator. I keep my, I try to remember to keep my poppy seeds in the freezer. My sister said that would keep them fresh. I usually keep my sesame seeds in the freezer, but I use them right often. So if you're not using them a lot, you can keep them in the freezer. I keep my ginger, my fresh ginger froze. Alright, it smells wonderful. Alright, now I'm going to put a little bit of soy sauce in this. You put ever how much you like, because you know it's salty. You can buy the low sodium, of course. Y'all need to make this. Just the cabbage and the egg is wonderful. You can add green peas, whatever you want. Carrots. A little bit of corn. Corn's really good in it. I guess I could add some corn, but I don't know if you'd want corn. Okay. Alright, I'm going to let this toast up just for a few minutes. I am going to add a little bit of sesame oil to that. It needs it. So you just taste it, you know. See what you like. Y'all come on over and eat dinner with us. Let me taste it. That's wonderful. That's just yummy. Alright, I'm going to put this in a bowl because I need this skillet again to cook my dumplings. Okay, one more thing I've decided, I can't even talk, to add a little bit of fish sauce. You don't have to. And it doesn't smell wonderful, I can tell you that, but it tastes great. That's some smelly stuff. But the smell don't last long when you're cooking it. But it tastes wonderful. Okay. Okay, let's start on the filling. Alright, we've already done what we wanted to do as far as kneading the pork. Now you just want to incorporate that mixture that we sauteed. And I can, you know, stick my hands back in it, but I think the spoon will do the job this time, since the meat is already to the consistency that I wanted. And I put the pork back in the refrigerator also. I don't want y'all to think I left it sitting out, because I didn't. Now, if you were gonna cook it right away, I would say, yeah, it'll be fine. But, you know, since you had to chill the mixture, you want to be careful with that. I know, like I said, this seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's worth it. Make it for your family, your husband, yourself. And to make it easier on you, just buy your pre-made dumpling wraps. But like I said, I would not, unless you absolutely have to, I wouldn't use the wonton wraps, because the texture is a little different. It's still good, though. I mean, if you want to use that, that's fine. It's up to you. You can either boil them. I can't talk. Boil them, or I'm going to pan sauté mine. Okay, that's all good and incorporated. And this is gonna make a lot of dumplings. And I may not use the whole mixture tonight. I may put, I don't know, we'll see. I can't say. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. I had to talk to Randy's dad, my dad now. I asked him, I said, what do you want to eat for next week? You want chicken and dumplings? No, not yet. What do you want? I want some fried cube steak with not much gravy. He said that last time you fixed it, it was so tender. And he wants scallop potatoes, not mashed potatoes, and some green beans. That man's spoiled, but he's a darling, I tell you. We're worried about him. He's not getting around as well as he was. Okay, here we go. I hope I do this right. Okay, it's been a while since I've made these things. Okay, now, you want to get a teaspoon. And you want a little bit of water so you can dip your fingers in that. And you want a pan with some parchment paper. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of cornstarch on that, just so they won't stick to the paper. Use a lot of cornstarch in this recipe, so make sure y'all got cornstarch on hand, okay? Alrighty, now, alright, I may have to roll that out just a little bit more. Here's my rolling pin. And if you do, that's fine, it don't matter. Alright, okay. I don't know if they're big enough, but we'll make it work somehow, y'all. Okay. Put your little cornstarch right there. You can work with that in case you need it. You don't want it to stick. Okay. Now we're going to take a little bit of our mixture. Just a little bit. And put it right there. Now, this makes a lot. Let me get a paper towel. You want to take your fingers and dip it in your water and just dampen one side, okay? Just half of one side. I hope y'all can see, it's getting dark. I don't like this weather. I don't like cold weather. Y'all, summertime, well, I dampened the other side. I didn't mean to do that. It just seems like this year, this summer has went by so daggone quick. Now, usually when I make the first one, it really don't come out that great. See? It's like a pancake. Sometimes it just don't do well. Now, you can do them like this. Make sure it's together good. Press it good. You can pull them back like this. You can dampen this side a little bit and kind of hook it this way. There's all different kinds of ways that people fold these things. See? And then just put it over there on your thing. Get you another one. I won't use as much filling this time, because you can't use much unless they're big, unless you make them big. All right, we're going to dampen half of it. Don't mess up this time, Rhonda. Don't put a lot of water on it because it will tear. Fold it over, press it. Simple, simple, simple. And you can do it like this. You can fry them like this, okay? Just like that. I think I'll do a few this way and a few that way. Make sure it's sealed well. Okay, all right. I'm gonna make a couple more and then I will, I'm not gonna make y'all watch me do all of them. Y'all, it's going on 8 o'clock. We've never eat this late, I don't think. Okay. A little bit more. All right. A little bit of water. and dry your hands. And then just fold it over. And when you got fingernails, it's a little hard to do too. Y'all, please make these. You won't regret it. I promise you. And then just kind of make sure you press all the air out of it too. I forgot to tell you that. Okay. I'm gonna make a few like this and a few like the other. Okay, I'll be back. And then you want to bend it like that. I'm just showing y'all again. Just put a little water on that side and then stick it together. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm down to my last one, and I forgot to tell you, keep these things covered up. This one's the raggedy one that I just done, but it'll be all right. Keep them covered up. Aren't they cute? And I've got a lot of pork left over, so I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and make some more tomorrow. Send to Randy's daddy, he'll love those too. So just half of that dough made 25. I think that's plenty for us. But like I said, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. If you don't want to fix it the next day, you can freeze this and then thaw it out, and it'll be great. It'll be great. All right, I'm gonna clean this up and then we're gonna cook this. Okay, here they are. I did the best I could. It's getting late and I was trying to rush, but I think I did pretty good. And I got a sink full of dishes. I'm gonna put in the dishwasher after dinner. All right, I'm gonna use this same old dirty skillet. It's not really dirty, but it's, you know, still got a little bit of cabbage in it. But that's okay. Like I said, I just covered it up with a paper towel while I'm cooking them. And I'm getting my skillet hot, not real hot, you know, just hot enough. I'm just gonna cook this on one side. And you wanna cook it about 2 or 3 minutes. And then after it gets crispy on the bottom, we're gonna put some water in it, put the lid on it, and we're gonna steam them until they get done, and that's about 8 minutes. And then you wanna take the lid off after about 5 to 8 minutes and let the rest of the water cook off. I'm trying to make sure there's oil in the middle too. I may have to put a little extra oil. Let me put a little spray there. It might stay. I don't know. Okay. But no, it's not a lot to this. Like I said, you can get your own wraps and you don't have to make them. Get some of that cornstarch off. Let me get a brush. But if you like working with dough, like I do, I think you would enjoy it. I do. So hey, this is the next day. My phone kept cutting off. It would not record. And I had to purchase some more storage because this is an old phone. And there's not much on it at all. But I had to do that in order to keep what I needed on this phone. All right. And I made a mistake. And we make mistakes when we cook, right? It's just gonna happen. When I cooked my dumplings yesterday, I should not have laid those on all of that cornstarch because I had a problem with them sticking to my pan. So if you make these, or even if you buy the already made dumpling wrappers, don't put the cornstarch down. Just use parchment paper. I think that's where I messed up. But otherwise, they were delicious. And here's the ones I just made. And we're going to cook these up because I wanted to show y'all that I just finished doing these, and I just wanted to show y'all that how they turned out, because my daggone phone. Another thing that I wish that I had not done was use the olive oil, because it's a peppery flavored olive oil, and I should have used a flavorless oil like canola or something. That's what I'm doing today, and it's actually covering my pan a lot better. The olive oil was not doing that. Okay, and I just wanted to show y'all how they turned out. You know, because it's not hard. It's just, I had all that cornstarch on top of my parchment paper, and when I put it in the pan, I guess it just caramelized, you know, because cornstarch is really nothing, but it turns to like the way sugar does. And I shouldn't have done it, but they were good. Oops, I dropped it. How about that? Good gracious. Crazy hands of mine. But I'm hoping these won't stick. If these stick, then it's something else, but I don't think they will. And you want to get your pan hot and then turn it down. But we're going to crisp them up, and then they're going to cook about 5 minutes, and then you're going to put some water in it. And the reason I put so much oil is because this pan, I guess. See how it's doing? Okay. You want to keep them covered up until you cook them, so they won't dry out. And move it around a little bit so it can get the oil underneath it. And you don't want to crowd your pan. I made 2 different shapes. I'm trying to cook Randy's daddy's food for next week too. Okie dokie. Okay. See, they don't seem to be sticking like they were yesterday. Ooh, it was terrible. I'm hoping they won't. I think I'm gonna just go. I don't want to put one in the middle because there's no oil in the middle. See, these are moving around. Yesterday they were stuck. And that's what it was. It was the cornstarch. What do y'all think? Okay. I'm gonna let these, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit more and let them crisp up a little bit. And we're going to put some water in here. We're going to cook it a few more minutes until the sausage gets done. Okay, y'all, they're crispy on the bottom. And I'm going to take a little of this oil out. Hold on. Okay, I don't think I'll need any more oil. So you want to put about 1/4 of a cup of water. And once it starts simmering, we're going to put the lid on it, because I took my pan off. Okay. Now I'm going to put the lid on. And cook it about 8 to 10 minutes until the sausage gets done. I didn't mean to say sausage. You know what I mean, ground pork. Turn that down. Now these are so much better than they were last night, because I didn't put the cornstarch down and set them on top of it. Look at there. And you know they're done because it's very firm and they're delicious. we don't have to put as much oil in there now that we've got the pan, you know, good and oiled up. And it doesn't take long for these to cook at all. Oh, they're so yummy. But I just wanted to show y'all, you know, yeah, it's just about right. And the dough is so easy. And I took it out of the refrigerator and I just rolled it out on the silicone mat. I did not need any cornstarch. I didn't need any flour, nothing. It just rolled right out and picked right up. It handled so lovely. Alrighty. That's about a 4. Let that steam. Y'all, okay, this is just so delicious. And this is just a little soy sauce and a little bit of ginger and some sesame oil, a little bit of sugar or honey, whatever. You know, you can make all kinds of sauces. And they are so good. So y'all need to try it, please. And you put the whole thing in your mouth. You know what? It's hard to stop eating these things. But I got to. Excuse me. They're so good, y'all. Okay. I'm going to get back to cooking Randy's daddy's food. And I got to start on his country style steak. And I'm fixing him a casserole, which I think we're going to have some too. I was going to do scalloped potatoes, but I kind of did a scalloped potato with some other stuff. I didn't make a roux. It's going to be good. And I got him some green beans in the crock pot. I normally don't do that, but I'm a little tired today, y'all. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you make these. It's worth it. It's not that hard. And like I said, you could buy your own wrappers. Okay? If you haven't subscribed, please do so and share. It helps me so much. It really does. And I've got some singing out there if you want to listen to it, if you can tolerate it. All right. I love y'all. See you later. And I hope the rest of your weekend goes just the way you want it to. All right.